Prologue. The brig let out an ear-piercing scream, a sound that carried the desperation of a doomed soul. The wooden timbers groaned and splintered as though an unseen beast had clawed its way from the heart of the ship. Outside, the storm didn't merely rage, it consumed everything in its path. The waves, black as the deepest night, crashed against the ship's hull with the ferocity of an executioner delivering a fatal blow. Above, the sky roiled in a chaotic swirl of smoke and lightning, devoid of stars, offering no hint of divine intervention. The sails, torn to shreds, flapped wildly like the broken wings of a bird fighting for its last breath, while the skeletal masts gave a mournful creak before succumbing to gravity and plunging into the roiling sea. Flames, fueled by pitch and terror, snaked their way up the rigging with insatiable hunger, casting fiery embers into the howling wind. Shadows flickered and leapt across the decks, their forms twisting like malevolent spirits against the backdrop of the hellish inferno. Men screamed, their voices torn apart by the roaring fury of the storm, as if the wind itself was feasting on their terror. Some collapsed to the deck, their cries piercing the air, while others remained silent, eyes wide with shock as their entrails spilled warm and steaming onto the already rain-soaked planks. Blood painted the deck in wild arcs and spirals, creating a slick surface that gleamed like freshly applied crimson lacquer under the intermittent flashes of lightning. One man's jaw dangled grotesquely, held in place by only a thin thread of sinew, while another desperately clutched at his throat, trying in vain to stem the flow of life that had already gushed forth. The once sturdy deck had transformed into a gruesome slaughterhouse altar, while the churning sea below yawned wide like an open grave, ready to swallow the fallen. Amidst this chaos, he stood at the center. Azura. Bare-chested and panting, his chest rose and fell beneath the glow of the flickering flames, his skin absorbing the light like polished moonstone. Ash and blood, none of it his own, streaked across his torso, and crimson handprints covered him like macabre tattoos. Viscera clung to him, draped like grotesque garlands of meat, evidence of the carnage he had wrought. His hands, which had once been delicate enough to be mistaken for a nobleman's, were soaked to the wrists in dark, congealing gore. The tendons beneath his skin flexed, as if yearning to unleash further destruction. His eyes, ancient and encircled with frost,